In this video, I'm going to show you some examples of items that have great descriptions, great titles that are generating more bids per item. And I'm going to also show you some examples of items that are not attracting very many bids and some of the reasons why and how you can incorporate some of these tips to get more bids per item. So the whole point of putting on an auction is to try to drive as many bids per item as possible. The more bids you get, the more money that your auction raises. So we see this all the time. We do thousands of auction items every week that get auctioned through our system. So we've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. So in this short video, I'm just going to show you a couple examples of some really good items and how they're crafting their descriptions, their titles, and then you can see the difference between the amount of bids that they get compared to some of the other items that don't get as many bids. So in this first example, we have a beekeeping item, and some of the things that you want to focus on is in the title. You want to be able to bring in or capture the visitor's attention. So people are going to be browsing through all of your auction items. You want your item titles to, capture their, capture their attention, their curiosity. You want them to, whatever it takes, to click on that item, and whether it's the image or the item title, you want to make it so that you can capture their attention and bring them into the item, and then eventually read your description. So, in this example, we have Beekeeping 101. So, kind of, has a title that talks about kind of what the item is, but really kind of the bones of this is the description. So they start by asking a question. Have you been thinking about keeping bees in your backyard? So if they're like, yes, I have, then it's going to pique their interest. They're going to read more. So maybe talk about putting either a question, or you want to make your reader feel like their vested interest or into this item, or that they want to be part of this item. They want to know about beekeeping or anything like that. So as you can see, this item for Beekeeping 101 has 6 bids. It's raised $250 so far. And really, I feel like this has a lot to do with the description and the title that they kind of put in here. So, asking questions, trying to get the reader engaged, asking themselves questions in the back of their mind, like, I have been thinking about that, will really help kind of, get them engaged in the item, and potentially place a bid on it. Even if they never thought about it before, well, now they're thinking about it because you posed this question to them. So, you kind of want to get crafty with your item descriptions, so that it kind of engages the reader and it makes them want to get this item or want to have this item. Another great item that we have here is, for a Cookie Monster's dream. So are you a cookie monster? Again, they start with asking a question. Bid on bad habits. This is great. It kind of makes them laugh a little bit. So you can see this item has 5 bids already, raising $120, and basically, kind of gets them engaged. It has a little bit of humor. It asks the question. In the description, it talks about, a Cookie Monster's dream. People are like, well, what the heck is that? So I want to learn more about it. So, then now it goes into for 6 months from Fluff Bake Bar. So it's kind of a great way to, again, they're asking a question, they're using a little bit of humor to bid on their bad habit, and kind of get the person that's reading this engaged in it, and eventually bid on the item. Another great one is the VIP tickets to the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade. This one's great because it'll be you and up to 3 friends will experience the parade like never before, up close and personal, using exclamation points, and really just kind of say, hey, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. You're going to be up close, personal. Really try to engage them. You want to get your reader to feel a little bit about what the experience is going to be like. So again, this one has 4 bids up to $250 so far. So the thing that you want to do is you want to try to engage that reader. Again, I can't stress that enough. And your whole goal is to get more than one bid. The more bids you get, the more people are going to be outbidding each other. So here, let's take a look at one item. It only has one bid, $38, and really it just says 2 lift tickets for the 2017-18 ski season. Not very engaging, doesn't really make me think about too much when I'm reading this. So you might want to say something, ask a question like, have you ever been skiing before? Take your, your significant other or a perfect date night, take your kids on a magical, ski ride, at Sunlight Mountain Resort. So something like that. So you want to kind of say, put ideas in their head, tell them it's a great item for like a date night, for spending time with your kids, something like that, reconnecting with your spouse. So you kind of want to add that personal element in there, give people ideas of how they can use this item. 2 lift tickets for the 2017-18 ski season isn't really engaging. It makes me just want to kind of pass up this item because I don't really think about it after I read that. It just sounds great, but I'm not going to really do anything with it. Here's another one for an LMPD experience and gift bag. So this one's, you get a 4-hour ride along. We can do a lot with this item. It's, they put at the very end, an experience to remember for years to come. It could be something, they want to put that at the beginning of the description and talk about, have the excitement and the feel like what does it feel like to be a police officer, feel the excitement, the rush, do the ride along. You can do a lot of different things, but what you want to try and do is just really try to engage that reader. You want to make sure that they are trying to put themselves already in the car when they're reading this description, and you want them to try and feel what it feels like to be a police officer, and the danger and the excitement and the helping the community and being part of something really cool for 4 hours. If you did something more like this, I have a feeling you're going to get a lot more bids on the item. So the main takeaways from this video is with the description, you really want to kind of, think about the reader. How is the reader going to perceive this item when they're reading it? Try to make it personal. Try to give them ideas of how they can use this with, as a date night, as a rekindling with your spouse, or a great day out with the kids. And, just try to make it so that they can really already envision themselves using or experiencing that item so that they want to bid on it. And then also you want to kind of choose your item titles. Even though you don't have a whole lot of room for item titles, you want to try and put the most interesting things in the front so that people can click on them, and use images that will engage them and want them to click on those items. So this is just a quick video of how to attract more bids, but once again, you just want to think about when you're crafting your descriptions, put a little time into this. So the more time you put into the description and writing it and kind of putting yourself in the reader's position, the more bids you're going to get on your items and the more money your organization is going to raise.